running.
Thank you. I am now 8 days out from Valencia Half. I have just been to Shrewsbury Parkrun this morning as a little pre-race tune-up. I've actually just got the Parkrun email right now, so I've got the official results. First lady, 18:54, 6th overall. So that is a new Parkrun course PB for me because my previous best time at Shrewsbury Parkrun was 19 on the dot. So I'm pretty pleased that I managed to dip under 19 minutes on this course, which is not getting any easier. That third hill, oh, every time absolutely kills me. Anyway, so that was my last kind of hard effort, the last push before the race. So now I am well and truly tapering. My volume had already started to come down as we're getting closer to the race, but now both the volume and intensity will noticeably drop. So in this video, I thought I would take you through how I approach my half marathon taper, what I'm focusing on, because right now it's no longer about gaining fitness, it is kind of about not shooting myself in the foot before I even step on the start line. And I'll tell you a little bit about my current mindset because I don't know, I'm a bit concerned. So when you're getting to 10 days out from a race, you will not really be gaining any more fitness that you can absorb and then put to use for that race. So in a way, at that point, the work is done. And now the focus is on not undoing the work by engaging in some sort of panic training, because now it is just too late for that. So my usual taper schedule for a goal half marathon is to do a tune-up 10K race 2 weeks out. And then I do my last long-ish run, about 80 minutes with some intensity, about 10 days out. And then I do my last proper speed session 8 to 7 days out. And then on race week, I am absolutely chilling. I am talking hardcore taper. This time around, we've done things a little differently because Valencia Half is still a very important race. I'd really like to do well, but I have been training for the Valencia Marathon, which kind of takes priority. So last weekend I did not do a tune-up 10K race. Instead I did a hard long run. Now it was a shorter one than I had done the previous 2 weekends, dropping from 32 kilometers to 21 kilometers. And this weekend I had actually penciled in a 10K race because I thought, oh, maybe I could do with a tune-up 10K. But ultimately I decided against it. I'll come back to that later in the video. So that is why I did Parkrun this morning, because I thought a 5K parkrun effort would still give me a little bit, of a tune-up without being as taxing as a 10K race effort. Now, if we look at my weekly running volume since the start of the month, to see how it's been progressively dropping as we are getting closer to Valencia Half. So the week starting September 29th, that was basically my peak week before Valencia Half. I did just shy of 113 kilometers. And then the following week, which was actually last week, dropped to almost 101 kilometers. Now this week, reducing even further. So I've had a day of running this week, that was Monday. I am currently on 66 kilometers. We had planned to finish this week on around 75 kilometers. I might be slightly over, about 77, maybe 78 kilometers. But still, we are dropping the volume. And next week will be very, very chill. Usually on a half marathon race week, I have 2 days off, so I'll be off Monday and Thursday. I should be running about 35 kilometers before the race on Sunday. And it's all going to be easy running except a mini session Wednesday, which I'll probably take you on. We are now in Trafford in the Manchester area because Ben is racing the Trafford 10K this morning. I am on the start list and I debated the whole week whether or not I should do this race. And ultimately yesterday morning I decided I was going to do a parkrun instead of doing this 10K race, because I thought if I were racing today, maybe I would be burning matches that I'm going to need next weekend. And when I race without a fail, the next few days, my HRV goes down, my resting heart rate shoots up. So I would be going into this Valencia Half race week kind of on the back foot, trying to recover from this Trafford race, especially as I'm not exactly sure why, but my HRV since the start of the month has been a little lower than usual, and my resting heart rate has been trending a little higher as well. Something has been straining my recovery. Could be just marathon training, taking a bit of a toll. Maybe those big 32-kilometer long runs that I did a few weeks ago have a lingering effect. Could also be life stress. We have quite a lot going on at the minute. We did find out that our landlord is selling the house we're living in, so we need to move kind of in a rush, and that has been keeping me up at night. So, you know, could be any of those things or all those things together. And I'm not really good at handling life stress, I must say. I don't trust my watch for any of these metrics, but I do trust my Oura ring, and I use it to inform my training. So as much as I'd love to be racing Trafford, which is a great event, I think it's best for me to see this one out, especially as if I were to not have a great race, I wouldn't be in a great mindset going into Valencia Half, and it would be quite a short time frame to turn this around.
Coffee on the tarmac. One, go!
So in the end, I was really glad to be spectating today because I got to see Ben cross the finish line in a time of 30:10. That was a 42-second PB. He's been on an absolute roll these past few months. It is Monday morning, which means it is now race week. So really right now, it's all about keeping the controllables under control to try and feel the best I can come Sunday. So one of those things is nutrition. I'm not obsessing over it, but I will be intentional about what I'm eating this week, ensuring I'm sticking to the foods that I know don't make me feel bloated or sluggish. This week is not the week where I would go out and try new food places or anything like that. I'm also not going to be eating less because I'll be moving less this week. I'm just going to listen to my hunger cues. I'll be taking my supplements as usual. To feel as fresh as possible on Sunday, I will be embracing the rest this week. I'll put my race week schedule on the screen. Basically not much running, also reducing the gym work to reduce the stress on the body. So I went to the gym this morning and that is my only gym session in this race week. I'm going to try to sleep the best I can, which with me is not always a given, but I'm going to try to reduce my caffeine intake. I'm going to try to be in bed ready to sleep early just to maximize my chances of having good restorative nights of sleep this week. What else? Oh, I've got a massage booked Friday in Valencia. As it's only going to be 2 days out from the race, I will be asking for light pressure, but I think it's going to be good to flush everything out, especially after the travel. I'm also going to go to the expo Friday to pick up my race number because I don't want to have to be doing that Saturday. It's all going to be taken care of, you know, as early as I can into this race week. Basically, I'm just trying to do the little things right, and ticking all those boxes really makes me feel like I've got as much as I can under control, and it does make me feel calmer. Ideally, on race week, you want to feel good both physically and mentally. Now, I don't think I'm the best person to give mindset advice because I am no stranger to race week wobbles. I can be an absolute stress ball. I've had this half marathon PB streak going on for almost 4 years now, and it does add extra stress and pressure because before every half marathon race, I'm wondering whether or not I will be able to extend the streak further. And right now I am wondering how I can even beat my time from Copenhagen half last month. How can I even do better than 81:36? Like, I have no idea. And also, I've never really had a bad half marathon race, and I feel like I'm due one at some point, like it's going to happen. And I'm like, oh, what if it's Sunday? So all of this stresses me out. And things like my HRV and resting heart rate not being quite where I like them to be on race week also plays on my mind. But I've got a few, I'd say, mindset hacks that I find helpful, or at least help me not spiral into a complete panic on race week. So I found that if I try to gaslight myself and pretend that I'm not stressed, it's actually way worse. So I'm just accepting it, like, yes, I am stressed, I am nervous, but it is what it is. Life goes on. I am still going to Valencia and I am still racing on Sunday either way. I'm also reminding myself of all the wins in this training block, all the sessions, the hard long runs that went really well, my biggest volume to date in this block, my first ever time going sub 18 for the 5K. All those things should give me some confidence that I am in a good place fitness-wise. And I'm someone who journals every day, and every day on race week I write in my journal that I am lucky that I get to do this, to remind myself really that I don't have to, I chose to. I shouldn't lose sight of the fact that it is a privilege to have the time, the resources, the physical ability to set myself challenges, to chase goals, to travel for races, and all of this it is exciting stuff. I had planned to film my little race week session, which I did this morning for the vlog, but I had forgotten that the sunrise is actually quite late these days, so I ended up running in the dark up until the cool down. So unfortunately, I've got no footage of today's session, but I'll put the stats on the screen. So I did 2 by 5 minutes tempo, and then 4 by 1 minute around 10k effort, and then 4 by 30-second pickups with the warm-up and cool-down that was about 12 kilometers. And that was my last run in Shrewsbury this week. We're traveling to Valencia tomorrow morning. That is where I'll start the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. Good luck to everyone racing this weekend, whether it is Valencia Half or another race anywhere in the world. And I will see you in the next one, which should be the race vlog. Bye!